You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
Yeah. To every viewer, listener, and wrestling fan out there, we wish you a happy Labor Day. But hey, we are still working. Then again, talking about pro wrestling is not really work, is it, ladies and gentlemen?
And I think it's only work if you get paid, so.
Yeah, exactly. We're just having a good time.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Johnny Loquasto. Now, we almost have a full squad, but we got 4 of us right here.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I'm sitting next to Cathy, Cupcake, Chatty, Catty, Cathy Kelley.
Yeah,
What's
you
up,
have
girl?
to sit next to me to make sure I don't play Candy Crush.
Yeah, you are. Your Candy Crush
hosting.
screen is just flowing right now next to me.
Yeah.
What are you
That's the
doing?
computer side
I
over there.
have to
tell you
get
what.
past this level. It's taken me days.
Has it really? I've never played a game of Candy Crush in my life.
I haven't either.
You're missing out.
I've gotten a lot of invites, but
And I've missed out
I have
on
not
weeks of my
accepted
life
one yet.
because I've been playing it.
Yeah.
Aren't you the popular one with all these?
I'm sure you get just as many, if not more, than I have.
There you go, Clum, bragging on your Candy Crush
Oh,
invites.
yes, I get so many. I'm so popular. I get
Crushing.
invited to Candy Crush at least 3 times a day.
So, to all the viewers watching us right now, I believe Cathy's wearing, I would say you're welcome because Cathy's wearing a lovely, very tight purple dress.
It's true. Yeah, it's a good, I almost
I
wore the
wore
same
it
one.
just for
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. Dale, I'll be honest with you.
That would have been really embarrassing for you if you guys showed up wearing
Yeah.
the same thing, man.
Dale, your calves are
so
too skinny to
embarrassing.
fill out that dress. I'm
How
sorry.
dare you?
I'm sorry.
Take pride in my calves.
That's the walking Dale, everybody. Dale Rutledge.
Howdy, howdy.
Right on point as always. And next to him, the general manager of the Raw After Show at Cluminator, Ryan Morals
Yes.
Clum, in the saddle.
I'm here.
GMing it up.
We are here. Now, of course, we started off with a little Evil Empire music because that is really what the WWE is becoming.
It's the new evil empire. I love it.
Triple H just wear a Vader, not Vader time mask. He should be wearing a Darth Vader mask when he comes out. Just breathe real heavy like into the microphone because damn, it is just nonstop right
Yeah,
now.
I like this too. I love, you know what I really like is when you get those angles that are like a thread through the whole show where the show begins kind of like the Attitude Era, and it's always seems to be, it's going to be some authority figure, the owner,
Sure.
or an invasion. And that's really the only way you can do it. But I still like that where you have that common thread throughout the whole show. The whole show is a story.
Yeah.
I really felt that the last couple of weeks, and especially tonight.
Oh, Big Show is just pulling off some. We thought
God.
Mark Henry's performance that was great a couple months ago when the whole fake retirement. Man, Big Show's pulling off some Slammy award-winning stuff right now.
I still think that Mark Henry's was better than
It was.
but
That was a one-nighter,
just
though.
because it was
And
better.
I will also say Mark Henry's was an amazing 10-minute performance.
Sure.
The Big Show had an amazing 2-hour performance on SmackDown where he
I
had to
always
be out there
say
in a moat.
The best actors can,
Subtlety.
without any words, and just portray their feelings, and that's what he's been doing.
Big Show,
it's
yeah.
even harder to do that than it is to
Yes.
be given lines.
And you feel bad for him the whole time. I mean, like,
do.
Yeah.
he just really emotes really, really well.
Did he utter one word on SmackDown on Friday? I think that whole 2 hours.
He was
barely
cheering.
said
He got up
anything.
and was cheering at one point, yeah.
But he really didn't say anything much of the show.
No, and then Steph had to
just
call him out
emotion.
on all his financial woes. What's up with
Tonight, yeah.
And how uncomfortable was it when
But
she
that was
said
later on in
the
the
line
show.
about giants?
Oh gosh, yeah.
No, I was like, whoa.
yeah.
Well, maybe we should hold on. We haven't
know.
got
We will get to
show
premature
yet.
death, everyone. We'll
was
get to that.
Some straight out shooting going on in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Steph was apparently Wikipediaing giant dying, so she got some info on
Not
on
only
that.
that, we've got the Cody stuff with his fiance.
So much.
A lot of little reality bits, and I'm wondering if the Total Divas have a lot to do with that.
I actually don't know if it's Total Divas or with all of Daniel Bryan's stuff, bringing all of his reality in. They really realize that that works.
Yeah.
I think Bryan is just really steamrolling through. I mean, as far as like he's bringing in, I think you're right. I think he's bringing in storylines, and I think he's just bringing in a whole new thought process to where, it's the job as a writer is to come up with ideas, and the whole thing is like, actually, the reality is pretty good idea.
It makes you mark out more because it is based in reality.
He's on such an. When do you think is the last time someone had a run like this? Would you go back to Stone Cold? Would it be? Because I mean, Punk had a great run, but this is hot with that. Yes, I mean,
I don't know, Dale. What do you think?
Where it was based on reality, or
no? I'm talking about pure emotion
run.
from the audience. They can't wait for this one person to get out here.
They're devastated when he loses.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe Austin might be the last time we've gotten. It's not those reactions, because go back and listen to those you couldn't even hear.
And that feud went so long. Like right now, this is still kind of I want to say the beginning of it. I don't think we got a while before Daniel Bryan takes a bedpan to Triple H's head.
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
I would think when Punk left with the title, I think around there was a very everyone's very emotionally involved.
Yeah,
and that whole.
I think this
swerve.
is still hotter than that. I mean, that was hot. I mean, people were behind Punk, but you didn't have that. He can conduct the audience.
I think this has been the most fun thing.
I think it is, and I think
in years.
I think that has taken it to another level because people want to go in and do that.
The thing about Punk is that everyone goes dead silent because they want to hear him on the mic.
Yeah, it's
That's
different.
the
It's
difference.
different. It's different.
I think there's still the same respect level from the audience, but it's just a different reaction.
And I think people relate more to Daniel Bryan, the everyday fan, because we can all relate to what Daniel Bryan's going to, no matter what your profession is. Whereas Punk had a bit of a different story, although his was relatable too. He had a gripe with his company; they were not treating him fairly, and he was going to be a man and walk. So we can relate on both ends, I think. But Bryan is just so likable.
And I just saw this one thing that may be too is his comebacks are the big part of his match. It's not as much the false finish, just these fired up comebacks, and that's where Hogan was as well. Would get those big fiery things. So there's another little thing we can comment to, and that
the beard is here.
I think. I mean, for me as a kid, those Hogan fire ups were what made me watch wrestling.
Absolutely.
In the beginning,
he had a lot of vitamins and prayers.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
He'd shake that finger, he block, punch, big boot, big leg drop. That was it.
I think we should all do the point and the U at the same time.
All right.
Ready, Kathy? Get off your Candy Crush. 1, 2, 3. You! God, that was perfect.
That felt good.
All right, so it felt really good. Last week we sang, what's that, the Jiminy Cricket song?
When You Wish Upon a Star.
Yeah, When You Wish Upon, and tonight was this. I feel like every week we got to do something to establish a connection, and we've done that. Let's move on. The beginning of Raw, we start off with the mentioned Triple H. You know what word I was going for.
Truth.
The aforementioned Triple H. Is that a word? What's the right word I'm looking for? Aforementioned. Aforementioned?
I had an aforementioned in the 70s.
Yeah. The fermented Triple H. He was fermented. He was in the ring, of course, to Shield ringside. Basically, Tripp says, if you deface his property, he defaces you. Basically talking about Daniel Bryan. Of course, they show the footage of the spray-painted, SmackDown where Bryan ends it with a big no across his chest thanks to Randy Orton.
I thought that said Oz. That makes a lot more sense.
I thought it said Zoe, but whatevs. We get the point.
I thought it was NWO, but
he left out a letter.
Yeah, that's what
spelling is not his forte.
That's obviously what they were making it feel like.
For life.
Yeah.
So this gets very cutting. Triple H brings up Doink the Clown.
Oh boy.
I loved this.
God rest his soul. He passed away a few months ago.
What are you talking about? Brooklyn Brawler, please. Oh, that Doink. There's been a lot of Doink the Clowns.
Yeah, but the original Doink the Clown.
Matt Bourne.
Yeah, that's what really.
The OD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Brings up Doink the Clown and basically compares him to Daniel Bryan, saying that everyone loved Doink the Clown. He had a big following, but it would be bad for business if he was the champion, much like it'd be bad for business if Daniel Bryan was the champion. And then DB comes out, because I would come out too if I'm being compared to
Doink the Clown,
a wrestler from 15, 20 years ago that generally wasn't exactly thought of as a serious contender.
The butt of every joke.
Yeah, and he still comes back every once in a while when there's like a little joke battle royal or something.
Although I gotta believe, I think we've seen the last of Doink. After Matt Bourne passes away.
I think after Matt Bourne passed away, but they have had over the last several years. It's always been Steve Lombardi's always
but Matt Bourne did not have a good end of his life.
No, no, he did not. So I think they have retired Doink. I think they even said that.
I sure hope so.
I believe they officially said they've retired the character.
But nonetheless, Triple H brings him up, and Daniel Bryan comes out. I mean, they're really pulling out all the stops with just getting personal.
Yeah.
I didn't think that we would have a Doink the Clown reference or even a comparison.
Yeah,
and of course, Daniel Bryan comes out and says, the only two clowns I see are in the ring right now, zing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and he also said, hey, Doink the Clown never got the response from these fans like I have. You didn't get the cheers like I have, and that's a very good point.
I know. It's just the whole thing is it just keeps every week. I'm like, well, what else are they gonna do now? And it keeps building and building and building. And of course, Daniel Bryan gets a shot at Randy Orton and Triple H, saying, "Is Randy Orton more masculine than Stephanie McMahon?"
I would say a shot at Stephanie McMahon as well.
Yeah, well, he called her trash 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's still going.
I really like that he says, that Orton was given everything, and it does.
Yes.
That does go back to relating to Daniel Bryan, like those that work hard for what they get, and to know that there is that guy that's always like, well, I did this yesterday because it was handed to me.
It really is kind of true. I mean, you look at Orton, family in professional wrestling. His dad's a legend.
I mean, he was a punk. Like, what was that? Like 4 or 5 years ago when he got that injury on his motorbike and he was kind of mouthing off a lot. I mean, he's still here. So
I heard he took a poop in a Divas bag one time. I don't know how sure that was. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Boys will be boys.
Funny joke. I think they thought that was funny.
I probably didn't like. I wouldn't even like that, much less.
But
a diva.
Just to prove the point.
Yeah.
That, it's not like Orton. Yes. Orton never had to toil in the Indies, or I don't even know how long he was training in Florida.
And I like the fact that they started to make fun of Bryan for that. That haha, you had to go up through these and work that way, and he turned it around. He's like, that made me who I am.
Yeah.
Making me work through these, and I've had to work for every little thing I've ever been given, and that's part of my journey. And I am not ashamed of that, and I'm proud of who I am. That's what made me who I am today. And talked about how Randy Orton, you have the genetics of a champion, but you don't have the heart of one.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Bryan,
awesome.
He's fought through so many things. He's been told no so many times. And you could find countless footage of Daniel Bryan in many different, classic matches, him and Nigel McGuinness. Just like you could see them online, and it's like just you could chronicle his career.
I sat in gyms in 2005 and would watch him with like 30 other guys in early PWG shows.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so it's real. Like even the most casual WWE fan who knows nothing but WWE at this point has even looked up.
I mean, they fired him themselves like 3 years ago, or whatever, when he
choked. He spit on someone and choked, and
Cena,
he violated
the
PG.
The tie choke during the Nexus thing.
Yeah, he violated. It was that and a spitting. I saw him just recently talked about. There were a couple different things.
He's keeping it real,
real.
Nexus was taken over. They destroyed the ring. Sometimes you got to choke out the ring announcer with a tie.
But it violated the PG thing, and they had just signed deals with Marvel, and it was the timing of stuff when that happened. So that was really sensitive. They'd just gone PG, I think.
I'd say bringing him back was probably a good decision.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it might have been good, considering they have a guy who's going to be at the top for God knows how long.
Oh my God, yeah.
Just it's so good.
He's the star of the show right now that Cena's out.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. He was the star of the show before Cena was out.
Yeah. I mean, he was starting to get up there, but now Cena's out, and now he's getting the 4 segments or whatever. All the segments Cena was getting, we're seeing a lot more
Cena was never getting 4 segments, was he?
Sometimes you would. Yeah, I mean, promo.
I'd say maybe like 2.
3-hour show.
Really?
2, yeah, sometimes you get more. A backstage segment, in
Were
ring.
they just not as memorable?
Your match.
Well, yeah.
Well, think about you. I have 18 segments written down from the show today. I mean, 1 an hour. I mean, you try to get Cena on. Sometimes, and I forget how it is, but there is a way it's built. Like your stars are on at this time, and this time.
Yeah.
And then the other guys are on this time. I forget how it actually breaks down.
Bryan barely has time to take a break during the show. I mean, he literally has to be thinking of, okay, what's next? What's going on? Be prepared, because I mean, it's every week for 3 hours. He's consistently in just about every hour of the show.
Talk about pooping in a bag.
Exactly. You don't have time.
He doesn't have the time.
How are you gonna do that? You don't have time to pull off a childish prank. Now, this quote I really enjoyed as well. You talked about Dale, about how he was calling out Orton. He said, Randy Orton may have the genetics of a champion, but he doesn't have the heart of a champion, which you can't really argue with that. I mean, Orton's character and just, it kind of rings true.
There's so many low blows in this whole exchange.
A lot of nut shots. A lot of nut shots here.
And Orton really is just kind of taking a backseat to this whole situation. I mean, he may be the champ, but that's all he's really doing.
Which, that's not a good thing, I don't think.
No.
I mean, I think that he's generated a lot of heat from becoming champion, obviously.
Yes.
A lot of people, all of us would prefer Daniel Bryan.
And I think he's the thoroughbred. He's what you would look at as, like, if you were to build your perfect wrestler, Randy Orton, except for the talk. We'd want better promos. So we stick him with Triple H and with these guys, and I think that they're more the mouthpiece.
I'm just wondering, I feel like there were a lot of guys getting pushes who we thought would be at the top, who we thought would get the title before Orton, who then just kind of fell off. Like, I feel like Ziggler was getting a huge push for a while,
yeah.
then he got injured, and when he came back,
Yeah.
he didn't get that anymore.
Orton kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah.
You know, they had the whole evolution thing. You have the whole family tree thing,
And he was kind of sitting around not doing a whole lot anyways. He was just kind of...
he was just kind of stagnant.
holding on the card.
He's been like, since he came in, he was almost anointed to be the future. Even when him and Cena came in, they came in at the same time.
Yeah, they did.
And if you looked at those two, Orton was the one who was getting pushed over Cena. I mean, he would go. He used to beat Cena in the beginning.
My problem with that is when someone is kind of forcing someone down your throat, like when they're saying this person is amazing, you have to think that they're amazing too.
Yes.
Then I, in turn, hate them.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And that's kind of what the situation is. I
Because
totally
we don't
understand
like
it.
we don't like being told what to think or what to feel. Whereas Daniel
It was the
Bryan,
same thing as Curtis Axel when everyone was saying that he was the
Exactly.
next
Yes.
big thing,
Right.
and then he was good. He wasn't exceeding my expectations. I didn't like him.
yeah. Whereas you know sometimes it doesn't work. Where Paul Heyman comes out and says Brock Lesnar's the next big thing. When we saw him, we're like, oh yeah, he is.
And you
We
know,
got you, Paul.
and also, you know, Randy's one of their top main eventers. You know, he's a former world champ and still in his prime.
And he's
you gotta
incredible.
and when's the last time he had the title on him? So you got to get the title back on him.
Been a while.
Over the last 2 years, he's held the world title, but not the WWE title in years.
Yeah.
It's been years.
And he is fantastic in the ring. I mean, there aren't many more intense guys than he is.
Oh, yeah. His match tonight with Cody was awesome.
Oh, God, yeah. Which we'll get to because
Yeah.
Cody was
I mean,
phenomenal in every facet of it.
Just in wrestling class, I'm always telling people, you know, to watch him and stuff. There are things that he does that are perfect.
Those
in the
missile
ring.
drop kicks.
The missile drop kicks, and
so good at
really more as far as footwork goes, and as far as just not wasting any movement.
Yeah.
If you watch his comebacks when he's clotheslining the guys, he's standing in the middle of the ring, boom, and just doing 180s. There's almost no missed steps. Everything's perfect.
The only bummer, I think, is, and you know, you guys all mentioned it, the fact that he is kind of taking a backseat to the whole McMahon-Daniel Bryan feud, which maybe at some point Orton will step up and be more of a centerpiece of it.
Yeah, well,
but
it
it's
has
almost
to be during
like
the match.
yeah, of
know?
course. I don't know. I mean,
When you go 40 minutes, I mean,
it's all about the championship, of course. But you know, Orton's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's saying what he needs to say.
and you know, I do think it's okay because you're getting the guy. Your Triple H is talking, and then after he's done talking, and then we'll pick up a beat up Daniel Bryan, hit him with the RKO or something like that. He doesn't need to talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need to speak here. I think I'm okay. He talks enough.
And I think this is just beginning. I mean, I don't
It
know.
is.
Every single week, they're constantly. I'm wondering, okay, what can they do now? And every single week, they're stepping up. They're not disappointing. They're doing something different. I don't know how long. I don't know what's going to happen after Night of Champions. I don't know how it's going to continue.
Yeah,
somehow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love.
I'm excited to see where they go with this. I hope they don't screw it up.
I would love to.
Please don't.
I would
Please
love to
don't
see
screw
this
this up.
build towards WrestleMania to where like
I agree.
Daniel Bryan has no one backing him up because everyone doesn't want to lose their job. Who doesn't have a job? All his buddies from the Indies
Oh, yeah.
that may or may not be signed with WWE. They have like a big invasion, something like that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that happen.
I would love to see the culmination of him winning the title at Mania. Just keep this going till you know. It doesn't have to be the focus all the time, but you can keep this going all the way
WrestleMania
through
30.
until he gets his title shot and be huge.
I think they got to keep it going to
Yeah.
WrestleMania because that's literally going to be an entire audience just waiting to breathe.
Carrot it and pull it away.
Yeah.
I really
Just
hope he
keep doing
doesn't get
that.
hurt before then, because that's
He
a
won't.
really long
Shush!
time.
Hey,
It's a really
hey.
long time. I'm just saying.
Hey,
Stop.
yeah. How many things do you have on the desk here? You have Smashbox.
I thought those were yours. They just rolled over here.
Oh no, I don't own O Plump, babe.
That is not his shade.
It's Lip Plumper with
see.
Goji. Goji
Let's see
berries
if
for the
it's your
lips.
shade. Put some on.
And then we have Mac. Oh God, that's your bright red lipstick. I can't. Going near this, my lips will just get like all, you know.
I'm gonna put it on you, and
Yes.
you can look like Brie Bella
Oh,
did.
please.
There you go.
Yes.
Just
Don't do that.
smear it to the
Cathy,
side.
Yes,
During
do
the
it.
Divas
No,
segment.
Smear
Kathy.
it to the side.
I already said it. It's gonna happen.
You can't do that.
Fans will be upset.
What does the chat roll say?
Does
do
it
they,
wash-
do they think we should put lipstick on
Does
Johnny?
it wash off?
Someone said, "Oh, okay, cool."
They said, "Shut up and get back to the matches, dummies."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's my favorite YouTube comment of the week. Is some dude. I didn't even waste my time figuring out what his name was. He goes, he got mad at us because we have fun. He literally goes, "I'm tired of your guys' shenanigans. Just talk about wrestling." It's like dude, hug a puppy. All right, buy a dream catcher.
Eat
like
a
right,
cupcake.
Yeah, come up with a vision board. Like enjoy yourself a little bit more,
Maybe
dude.
you
We
should
have
send him-
fun.
Yeah, send him a cupcake. Maybe that'll
We should. Kathy, send that dude a call. I forget his name, but he bitches every week.
Yeah. Puppies have too much fun.
Happy people deserve cupcakes.
That's angry Steve in the booth right there. All right, so time to move on. Triple H ends the segment by setting up Daniel Bryan versus Big Show, saying, hey, you should be mad at the Big Show. And that is setting up for an incredible ending to Monday Night Raw. But we move on. Backstage, after commercial break, Triple H and Randy Orton backstage actually Cody Rhodes finds them, and it's uncomfortable from the start, which I really dug.
Yeah, I did too.
Like, you could tell Cody was like afraid.
Yeah.
He wanted to be complimentary. He was like, oh yeah, it's going to be a great match as long as no one gets involved. And Triple H basically says, hey, you're getting married,
and
right?
You know what? It felt just being backstage and being a wrestler. It felt like one of those, like, are you not going to shake my hand things? Like, he's walking by and, you know, what? You're not going to shake my, hey, what's going on, dummy? Shake my hand.
Right.
You know, it's,
he didn't even know if he should
people really
say hi.
take offense to that backstage.
And Triple H is like, I didn't get an invite to your wedding. And he's like, nah, it's in the mail, maybe. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't give you. So basically, he's like, well, I'm going to give you an early wedding present. One-on-one with Randy Orton, where Cody, he's a competitor. He's like, yeah, done. And he said, well, it actually is a present, because if you don't beat Orton tonight, you might not be around here very long. And I was like, whoa!
I dug that, because usually when they say, oh, you're going to wrestle so-and-so, it's, you know, saying that to a heel or whatever, and it's like, oh, no! They're like, you're wrestlers. You're supposed to want to compete against the best. And Cody's like, awesome, I get to take on the champ. That's an opportunity. I win. I'm in line.
Speaking of my MAC products,
okay.
I think that Cody Rhodes has been moisturizing a little bit before his wedding.
Well, he's dashing.
He was, he did have that whole run of like moisturizing and shaving his legs.
He did.
And
He used
stuff
to
like
dashing Cody Rhodes. You can go look up the
pre-mask.
2 years ago,
Kathy
maybe.
Kelley watching
3 or
wrestling.
4 years ago, probably. It was back in his early day. Pre-mask. It was several years ago.
It was pre-Cupcake Kathy as a wrestling fan.
It was basically his metrosexual run.
Yeah.
He teach you how to put on lotion and stuff
his
like that.
promos were like him shaving, dashing.
Like, oh, you've just caught me putting on moisturizer. It was like that kind of segment.
Didn't see you there. You just caught me being better looking than everyone else.
So
And then
basically Tyler Breeze and NXT.
Kind of.
It was
way better.
with less selfies.
Way better.
Yeah.
You don't like Tyler Breeze?
No, he's cool. But I'm just saying, dashing Cody Rhodes is better.
By the way, I was watching HBO today, and the commercial came up for the finale of that Hard Knocks, and Tyler Breeze's music was on it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess it's just.
Is it
stock
royalty free?
Yeah, it's just stock. It's just stock music, I guess.
A lot of good royalty-free music out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin MacLeod. There's this dude, Kevin MacLeod. He's an artist that literally puts out tons of royalty-free music.
Oh, that's
And you can
great.
just take it and just give him credit.
Awesome.
So we just gave him credit for no reason. All right, so
Domain rules.
yeah, so we move on after the backstage segment. Triple H and Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes setting up that Cody versus Orton with possibly Cody Rhodes' career on the line. We have Fandango versus The Miz, our first match of the evening, and I kind of found it interesting. I thought this would be a feud building towards a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Maybe it will.
It's a TV feud, I guess.
It had a really good pacing to it. Like I definitely thought, and we've seen Fandango walk out so much lately. I thought for sure that's where this was heading again.
I was shocked he actually lost just because he stayed in.
But you know what?
Yeah.
If you think about it, it actually does make sense that this would be a TV feud, because you are usually building up to your pay-per-view, and the next pay-per-view is Night of Champions, and neither of these guys are champions. So they're probably going to be left off that card. The only non-champion that I know of is supposedly the Wyatts are going to be on there.
Maybe.
So you do this here because, you're not going to keep this going to whatever is the next pay-per-view.
Maybe Ms. Fandango, and the title that's up for grabs is Summer Rae. Oh, snap.
Ooh.
Is that a prize?
No, that's not. And
Come on now.
You're not a champion if you own. So you have Summer Rae, so you're a champion.
Yeah, you're a champion.
The title is Summer Rae.
You're a champion of really awkward ballroom dancing.
I'm liking her more and more. I'm okay.
Summer Rae's fantastic. She's great.
Because they're playing up like they suck, and I do like that.
Yeah, and Summer Rae's fantastic wrestler, really good on the mic.
She's gorgeous.
She is.
I've been watching NXT lately, and her screams in the ring.
Oh, it's great.
She's great.
What about what she said to Sasha? She's like, Sasha, you need to be a bitch more. She basically said that. It was
Well, see, that
perfect
was
little
fine.
segment.
It's just whenever she's in a match and the shrieking, it just
Oh, that's like
turn down the volume.
Who used to do that? Melina used to do that.
Yeah.
It makes me hate her,
was
which
terrifying.
is great. I love her, but I hate her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's one of those people you love to hate. She's great.
Not a big fan of women screaming. That's just me.
Oh, yeah, I'll go with that.
He likes men screaming.
What was the Peter Jackson movie where the guy hated women screaming? Michael J. Fox, where where he could see dead people.
Teen Wolf.
No, you know what I'm talking
The
about.
Sixth
Yeah,
Sense.
the bad guy's like, I hate women screaming.
Michael J. Fox could see dead people in a movie?
Yeah, this is like late 90s maybe.
It was Peter Jackson's first American
It's a really
film.
obscure reference.
This is what people on YouTube are complaining.
It doesn't matter. We're having a good time. We have 80 minutes to fill after a 3-hour Raw. Calm down, viewers. We're having fun and have fun with us.
We got started early today.
I do want to say Summer, though, I loved that she accidentally danced with Miz today. There was like, she went to slap him and then he like reeled her in and she rolled into it and then she was like,
oh, she loves it. She loves when other dudes pretend to dance with her. She gets turned on by it. So Miz wins with the figure 4 leg lock. Like we said, Fandango actually stays in the ring to lose, which is a step for him. He didn't run away.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking good in the ring. I mean, I love everything about it. I just don't know if we're not going to see them at a pay-per-view. I don't think Fandango was at the last pay-per-view, was he? I don't feel like he was.
What,
SummerSlam?
He was through those bits through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So he had those vignettes. He had several vignettes at SummerSlam.
I think there's going to be maybe a small thing at Night of Champions for them. We'll see what happens.
Maybe a pre-show or something. I don't know.
Maybe a pre-show.
He's just been on that solid roll, and then
Fandango's pushes over.
two pay-per-views without a match. That feels
He's still
weird.
on
For
TV.
now, he's taking a backseat.
He's still on TV though.
Fans still love him. He's still fun to watch.
Yeah.
Now this segment I thought was very interesting. Kind of came out of nowhere. Daniel Bryan's back in the locker room. I think he had like 9 segments in the locker room tonight. Booker T, basically out of nowhere, comes up to him and basically says, "Don't rage against the machine." Shout out Zach De La Rocha. And he says, "Think about giving up the title match." To which Daniel Bryan replies, "Tell me you didn't just say that." And Booker basically tells him to tread lightly and walks off. I like it, but now Booker T is
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, I wonder what that's leading
Just
to.
like out of nowhere.
I mean, it's just
I dig it, though.
He's paid by the company.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So he's gonna do whatever the McMahons say.
And he's on the payroll, and he's probably expensive. So get Booker on TV,
get him
man.
on that
TV.
Legends. Look, dog, I'm on that Legends contract. If I were you, I'd listen to McMahon's. I mean, I liked it.
I like that he had a point, though. I feel like he was legitimately trying to warn Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Like, you need to wise up. You need to wake up. The McMahons can ruin your life. Outside of here, they have, arms and reach well beyond the WWE ring. So
Yeah.
And of course,
careful.
Booker T, going back to it, he had a hell of a feud with Triple H going back in, what WrestleMania was that? But
Ooh, that was like 18, 19,
something like that. Back when they were doing like the kind of a racism
Is
angle.
that Triple H and Booker?
Booker, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was so, Booker got so close.
That would have been, 2002-ish, right?
Yeah, I think it was
so.
when it
It
was
would have
in.
been post WCW.
Oh, post-invasion. Booker T was
definitely,
over.
obviously.
OVER, huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that segment just because it was not, I didn't see it coming. And so it makes you wonder if every week more and more people are going to come out of the woodwork to warn Daniel Bryan. And basically just, it cements this whole thought like, hey, don't cross the boss. It's,
Going back to what Clum said, too, it also was this through line of like, make business decisions and, watch out for the McMahons. I mean, it's basically like this whole, it was another segment of like, listen, and shoot
the story.
Yeah, and being real. Like we said, it felt like, look, I just want to tell you real quick.
Yeah.
You're messing up. I don't know. I liked it.
comb your hair, put on a tie, do what you got to do.
When you watch TV shows, you have a story that goes through them. You have different little branching things, but that's usually kept together somehow. And that's one thing I've said it before, but yeah, I loved that.
Yeah.
It felt like a whole story
The
tonight. A show. It
cohesiveness
was
of
a
it.
cohesive show. It wasn't a bunch of segments. It was a show tonight.
Speaking of cohesive, telling a story, another big piece of this story, Dolph Ziggler.
And can I just say one thing
right ahead.
before
Yes.
we had before that last segment? There was a little flash up thing that little fact that they have granted over 5,000 wishes over the last 27 years to Make-A-Wish Foundation,
That
which
is
is
awesome.
amazing.
Phenomenal.
Amazing, yeah. And Cena did what, like 300 on his own?
He's over 300, well over 300 now.
300
He's
now,
actually
right?
done more Make-A-Wishes than
anyone in history.
celebrity,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah,
It's not even close.
5,000 over. That's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think honestly they have a great PR department and they are constantly looking
Always.
for kids to do this for, and it's just, it really makes you feel incredible to know that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Because like I think all of us, we would love to be well known enough to grant wishes for these kids.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not. Maybe someday we will be. But for them to have that ability to do that,
Yeah.
and they have that level of fame, I mean, kudos to every one of them that does
Yeah,
it.
and
I got to go with our boss, Maria Menounos, when she did a Day of Beauty at the LA Children's Hospital,
wow.
and she actually gave one of the kids their SummerSlam tickets, and it was we got a call, like Miz was on the phone, Chris Jericho was on the phone, like this kid
Just
was
Lit up.
crying. Like he was so happy.
Is he a
It was
cancer
amazing
patient?
to see. He had several diseases, so yeah.
That hospital's amazing, by the way. The one on Sunset?
Yeah.
Incredible children's hospital, yeah. But yeah, so kudos to WWE
cool
and
to
every
see.
single superstar for doing what they do. The PR department's just, we've worked with them before. They're amazing. And so just, it's a great story. And I'm glad they put that fact up there because that's impressive.
Incredibly impressive.
And back to the storyline that we're talking
McMahon's
about.
not such a bad guy, is he?
No, they're doing great things. And but you mentioned it was a cohesive show, cohesive story. A big part of that story is Dolph Ziggler is out there to take on his mystery opponent. So you're thinking, who's it going to be? Well, then, bam, Dean Ambrose.
And another guy they're pissed at, which has been going through the last couple shows.
Yep, Dean Ambrose attacks him from behind. We're thinking, well, okay, Ambrose versus Ziggler. But then who comes out? The big guy.
Yeah.
Ryback.
You're a little guy.
Yep, and he comes down and basically kind of just beats the hell out of Ziggler.
Ryback's not that scary.
No.
If I was around him, I wouldn't. I'd say something to him.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
Can I hold your glass?
or run away, which I did.
Can I pull up the straps on your singlet, sir? No.
It's a scary dude.
Weird thing to say.
Well, look, he's just trying to help him out.
All right.
Just trying to help him out. So Ryback.
Stay away from the soup.
Yeah. That gazpacho will get you every time. That's true. You were there for that at Clummer Slam. You were in that segment.
Yeah.
Just
That's why I said I wouldn't run away from Ryback.
You were scared to get a
were
tuna
there.
fish.
I
ear
was waiting
slap.
for you to jump on that, but
yeah. Well, no, I don't remember anything else from SummerSlam except that segment.
okay. That's the only thing you remember?
That's it.
And the confetti, maybe.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan won the title. You remember that?
No, the confetti should have went off after your segment.
Oh yes. I've had
End of
friends
show.
go, that was the biggest pop I made of the night. I was like, thanks guys.
End of show.
Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan won the title?
I don't
Yeah.
know. It's all kind of a blur.
So out of it.
I saw Clum waiting in line to get soup, and it was over for
Yeah.
me.
Man.
Plum
I saw
won
Dale's
10
purple
seconds
hair.
of airtime.
You can't miss this.
Oh, man. So Ryback nails him with the meat hook, followed by the shell shock. Ziggler goes down. Ryback with a big W. And once again, the corporation, well, we'll call them the corporation, they come out on top with that one.
Why is the crowd still chanting Goldberg? Like, I get that he looks a lot
Right,
like
he's
Goldberg.
not doing anything
He
like
doesn't
Goldberg.
even, he's not Goldberg.
He's breaking away. I just feel like, you know.
People are stupid.
Well, no,
I mean,
call
I
Des Moines
understand.
stupid.
Yeah, I like Des
Don't call
Moines.
what?
I've been there
Des
before.
Moines.
Oh, okay.
I like Des Moines. It's
I
good-
lived
good
there.
city.
I went to.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wasn't in Des Moines. I was in Iowa City for wrestling camp when I was a kid.
Actually,
in high school.
we were watching with Christian Rosenberg tonight, and he made a great point. Why wasn't Big E included in tonight's show since he
yeah.
went to Iowa?
That's very true.
So it's
Wow.
kind of
I didn't
like
think about
a
it.
local
And
connection,
he played
but he
football
wasn't
there.
even.
He would have been huge
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah, he's a hot guy.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wish I had an
think
answer
about
for
that.
that. That makes no
Yeah.
sense.
I mean,
well,
Des
because
Moines
he's
is a
a
little bit
heel.
closer to Iowa State, so he might have gotten some stuff
And
thrown
is that
at him.
maybe
but-
that was an Iowa State Iowa thing?
Well, he's a heel right now, so maybe they don't want to
That's
confuse
true.
fans and have him cheering for him. Because like it's not like he does have, doesn't he have the Hawkeye on his
But
singlet?
people wrestle in their hometown all the time. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you would think, that's very strange that they didn't. I wonder if he was on Superstars or something.
We haven't seen much of him or Caitlyn, really, to be honest, since the SummerSlam.
That's a great
mixed tag.
That's a great point because now we have. Well, we'll get to the divas in a
I think
little
he's
bit.
been on
but-
SmackDown more than, right? He was on SmackDown this week, wasn't he?
yeah.
I think he was.
Interesting.
Or maybe it was main event. I can't
Interesting.
remember. They all meld together. There's so many
Interesting.
hours.
So Ziggler takes the shell shock. Ryback with the W. No weird backstage segments with Ryback this week, but he had a good match, had a win, and he's basically just another hitman for the McMahon Helmsley domination
He looks even
faction, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and-
scarier than ever.
Is this the first time he wore a singlet without airbrushing?
I don't know. I don't
Because
keep track.
I mean, he had. Well, that's what he's been wearing, like RVD style,
Right.
Same
which
guy.
now makes sense because RVD's in there. So maybe that's probably a
They
big
need
reason
to
why they had to
differentiate their
switch that up.
outfits.
Yeah,
Probably.
Maybe that's why he looked scarier, too. He had less going on.
Yeah,
It was just
it-
like black and white or something.
I liked that. I like not
Did he have
having the
the
graffiti
beanie?
all over.
He's
him.
just
It
a
didn't work for him.
massive soup
beanie.
pouring monster. That's all he is. So we go from there to backstage. Triple H, Stephanie, and Bradley Maddox. Maddox says that the Big Show, he's a great messenger here, says the Big Show refuses to fight Daniel Bryan, to which Steph steps in and says, you know what? I'm going to take care of this. And no, it's not going to be a private conversation.
One thing I really liked about this backstage segment was that Stephanie and Triple H were having a conversation before he walked up, and I feel like we very rarely see that, but it made it feel more real.
Because husband and wife and
we see a lot of fake phone conversations.
Well, no, we see a lot of people just walk up to someone who's just randomly standing there by themselves. Like that's
and
real.
Go.
No.
And scene. All right. So it's not going to be a private conversation. From there, we go to commercial break, followed by a Los Matadores vignette.
I love the Los Matadores.
When are they going to debut? I can't wait.
Well, we saw a little bit of Primo on the stage at the end, but
when's Night of Champions?
2 weeks?
2 weeks?
It is on the 15th, my friends.
So probably after that, I would think would make sense, right? Mm-hmm. It wouldn't make sense to put them on before.
Oh, that Cody Taylor is letting us know. Do we give this away? Why not? He says Shane McMahon returned to Raw after it went off the air. They had the video on WWE.com, but it was removed fast.
Shane McMahon?
Shane McMahon. That's what he says. Unless that Cody Taylor is just pulling one on me on the old Twitter.
Don't you do it, Cody.
Don't you dare do it, Cody.
That ain't cool.
But yeah.
I think
Maybe
didn't we bring that up last week and say it'd be cool if Shane came back?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's
Clearly they listen to us.
What if Shane? Maybe that could be the thing.
We basically write the show.
Why would Shane join the family?
Yeah.
Maybe he sides with Daniel Bryan. How about that?
He's done it before. He did go against his dad when he bought WCW, but then he teamed up with his sister in Triple H with the Invasion.
Mm-hmm. So, Bryan does need backup. That would be some killer backup.
And maybe Shane,
it would make sense.
And as long as they're keeping things real, why don't they keep it real? The fact that Shane was pissed off that Triple H and Stephanie got the. And he left.
Will Shane go behind Daniel Bryan and help him out?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the prodigal son returns, backs him up.
I'm already applauding this.
You guys screwed me out of my inheritance. You screwed me out of the company I was supposed to be running.
So what does Shane do?
You're not even Vince McMahon's son.
He brings in his own damn invasion.
And then Vince disowns Shane as his son. It's
my son,
Triple
Shane.
H, you're my son. And be awesome.
Now we have
Cody, you got us all excited. What's going on?
That Cody Taylor, you son of a.
A couple months ago, they had a posting out, a job listing for head writer of WWE, and I think that they canceled it and they just started watching you guys do your predictions.
I think it might be.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, we are some smart fellows.
Or maybe
and
actually someone who used to sit there works for the company now, so maybe he's writing everything.
Hey, he is a hell of a mind.
He's an unbelievable mind.
He is a hell of a mind.
Yeah.
Beautiful mind.
No they don't even know what they have. They have no idea what they have yet. Down.
Should we send them the giant head?
They have no idea what they have.
Send them the giant head. They'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wow. How great would that be? We lead that up to maybe Shane O'Mac shows up around Royal Rumble time. Ooh man.
Or a Night of Champions could show up at the end. I mean, if
they should bring him on
if he's
Raw
sneaking on now, you got to get him out
it.
soon because.
Well,
maybe Bryan loses again at Night of Champions and he comes out on the following Raw.
Who knows what he did when he came out? But
you know, if he did do something, it's kind of screwing up the fact that they already let the cat out of the bag.
A lot of people are sneaking around, and you see them like Primo and Epico in the last segment.
Yeah, but Shane McMahon's a little bit different.
Maybe.
Maybe it's
Hey, that's my face. Oh God, it's a Maybelline ad with my face on it. Wow, good work, Steven.
Have you been moisturizing?
You know, I actually got collagen in my lips, so.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
That's why you don't need lip plumber.
That's what it is. Although apparently, is that my real nose? Because if so, I'm getting work done soon.
That is incredible how quickly he comes up with those sometimes. That's why you seem like, wait, how did that? You just made that?
That is an Italian nose if I've ever seen one. Good God Almighty! All right, so Stephanie McMahon takes that public, whatever you want to call it, to the ring. Big Show comes down. They hug it out. Because Steph said, you know, Big Show has known her for 20 years, back since she was a little girl. Stephanie says, basically, let's keep it real here, Big Show. You're broke. And she goes down all the reasons. Apparently,
the most uncomfortable segment of the night.
She said something about about pain. I forget what it was. The quote that she requoted him saying something to her about. You don't want to do something, you have to pay the price, and this is the price you're going to have to pay.
I mean, she goes down all these reasons, you know, bad investments, the stock market.
Strip mall went belly up.
Strip
Wall
mall?
Street.
Who the hell bought a strip mall?
I guess
Apparently
the Big Show.
he bought a strip mall.
I mean, what did you put in? It's public
record.
Yeah. Well, look it up, Kathy. Get off that chat roll and look up.
Vader used to buy strip malls. You ever see Beyond the Mat? Vader talks about how he owns strip malls.
Solid.
Big Show just had 5 big and talls right in a row. It's a bad idea.
That's all it was. I mean, what do you put in the strip mall to have it go belly up? That's a rough go at it. And then again, you know, maybe Knucklehead didn't do great. So we have a whole lot of things.
It's that no one would be renting out the stores. You own the strip mall. You don't own the store, so nobody rents the property.
That's an interesting
Or if they don't
investment.
pay you rent sometimes.
Yeah.
I'd rather sell cash for gold.
Probably had crappy location.
I guess so. I mean, any strip mall is kind of it makes me sad when I see strip malls. But she basically says, she really takes a step further. She goes, how much longer can your body keep wrestling? There aren't many 7 feet tall, 500-pound leading men in Hollywood. And then she drops this bomb saying, show, be honest. Giants medically don't live as long as other people. What?
Yeah.
Cathy Kelley, what were your thoughts?
You only have so many years to provide for your family.
Yeah, what were you? He's already over 40. What were your thoughts, Cathy Kelley, as a woman watching a man just get destroyed like that?
I mean, that was harsh, but as we said, it's great to incorporate some reality into these segments.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is kind of proving their point that it might not work with all of them.
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I gotta
Which
say.
I loved.
I don't know if it was.
I
don't know
loved it.
if the delivery was uncomfortable or the fact that she was actually picking out. Like, it's funny when you pick out certain things in someone's life, but when you say to someone you're gonna die soon, that's kind of crossing the line.
And I love the way she was doing it because she was totally playing good cop to Triple H's bad cop. Because she was, well, I'm really here for you, and it was, and she wasn't really. So she's trying to play this character, but being nice. I'm only telling this to you as your friend when it's really vicious.
It was very wolves in sheep clothing.
Yeah, and I love
And Show fell for it because, of course, they've known each other for 20 years since she was a little girl, or however long
she
it was.
pulled on those heartstrings on that. I was a little girl from 12 years ago that
Show,
you protected.
man.
He was really good at that. Like, you could tell even before he actually started crying that there was something.
Show cried a bunch tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Cried all Friday. He's been crying all week, the last 2 weeks.
He's
It's been great.
Dehydrated, man. That's a dehydrated
tears.
giant.
World's largest crybaby.
Tell you that. So during the break after this, obviously Show walks away and she says, the only person hurting more than you right now, Show, is me. And she walks away during the break. He pretty much destroys the hallway.
Yeah.
Table, the laptop,
The solo cups.
the solo cups.
Red Solo.
Who's going to drink their coffee now? How are they going to make it happen?
They're not for coffee. That's the problem.
What are they
They
for?
melt. It's cold. They're cold items.
Oh, like cold things.
beer.
Beer.
Anything but coffee.
6 packs of soda in it.
Like beer that you can throw ping pong balls into.
Now, so Big Destroy destroys the hallway. Then, luckily, the WWE eloquently teaches us how to download the WWE app, just in case you've never held a recent telephone or know what an app is, which is actually not that far from my real life. So I'm glad they did it.
Are you going to do a
demonstration?
demonstration?
Yes, we actually have a read about iTunes, and Cathy is going to show you what to do on her telephone.
Oh, I can't wait.
Dale, pay attention here.
Okay.
I'm only going to show you this once.
Both eyes?
Yes, both eyes.
Okay.
Don't cover one eye. All right.
Do you learn better that
Here
way?
we go. Here's what you do, gang. There's a thing called iTunes out there. It plays music, it plays videos, a lot of entertainment. And that's how you get it's what the compact disc and the cassette and the 8-track used to be.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
iTunes. You go to iTunes, as Cathy is so lovely.
Well, you have to go to the App Store.
Okay, go to the App Store. You go to iTunes in case you don't have it. Then you rate and comment
There's
the
a
Monday Night Raw
podcast
AfterBuzz
app.
show. We have a podcast app.
Johnny doesn't know how to do this.
Look, we have a. You just told me to do a read. No one told me what to read. I'm winging it here, Cathy. We have the Monday Night Raw show.
There we go.
Oh, look.
On
Look,
iTunes.
Steven's showing you how to
From
do
your
it.
phone, you can go to the podcast app, download that app. You have to do that. You can't just listen through it through the
Yes,
the regular
download
iTunes app.
the podcast app, of course. We have our AfterBuzz show here for Monday Night Raw on iTunes. I believe it's the #1 show on AfterBuzz. Am I right, Kathy?
One of the.
One of
number
the.
one show.
I'm saying it's the #1 show on AfterBuzz.
Yeah.
It is the #1
Sold.
wrestling show on
And
AfterBuzz.
so because you said that, it's true.
Yeah, you're damn right it is. Double stamp, no erases.
Yeah.
All right, so you go, you rate, and you comment, then you tell a friend. It only takes a minute. Honestly, in under a minute, you can rate the show, comment on the show, and tell a friend all in one fell swoop. That is what you do.
5 stars.
5 stars. 5 stars, just like the WWE app told you to do tonight. There it is. He's doing it right there. Perfect. Go to the after
that's
show.
us.
Yeah, that's us. Go to it. You rate it. We get a whole bunch of downloads. Look at all them ratings. And he's rating 5-star. Make it happen.
That's a big one star.
That's from like a year
Don't
ago.
pay attention to that
guys.
one. Yeah, that's from before we
October
all
12.
got here.
That's from today because Josh isn't
2012.
here again.
Yeah, that's true. No Josh Padgett tonight. No showtime.
No.
I just noticed that he wasn't here.
Shout out,
Oh,
Josh.
where is it?
He'll be back
Where's
very, very
Josh?
soon. All right.
I beat him up.
Yeah.
He actually is
I
taking
beat
it
him up
off.
on Friday night.
He
so.
did.
He
You were
was
training.
like, I talked about Total Divas for an hour, and I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah, he liked it.
He did leave holding his neck, though. I did
did.
notice that.
We got him. He was actually bumping.
Yeah,
we got him doing a little bit of bumping.
Pumps
this
and a
week,
bump.
So,
Pumps and a bump.
He be bumping.
First time it didn't go as well. So
He be bumping.
He was finally was bumping around.
Good stuff. All right, moving on, guys. 3MB versus the prime time players.
Well, they've
That's how I'm
been getting a
introing them
nice
every
little
week.
Later in
push
January.
the past month.
Absolutely.
I'm into it. It was a good match. I mean, and it seems like the barking is actually happening a lot more with the crowd now that their face, like it really catches on when
It's
he does
fun.
it like catches fire in the stadium.
I kind of like barking more than I like the yes, yes, yes. It's a close race, but the barking's
It's a
lot of fun.
powerful thing to do.
Yeah,
for sure.
And also, you combine the millions of dollars dance with the barking. I think that's my favorite thing to do.
Millions of dollars is a fun little
It's a
dance.
good one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, solid match. Primetime players, they go over, and they are pretty much undefeated since SummerSlam. And I'm excited. I think we're a little while away from them battling the Shield, considering the Shield's not even putting their titles up ever.
Shield is guard dogs right now.
Yeah. Which, I mean, with Triple H in charge, I guess he's not going to make them put the title up. But I would love to see the primetime players make that run. Them versus the Shield, that's going to be an entertaining
Yes.
feud. Woo!
Yeah, let's get the titles on a tag team that can start defending these things on a regular basis.
Well, I mean,
You know,
I kind of
it's-
like the fact that they protect the Shield for now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, but I still feel like the titles really haven't meant. I guess you had Daniel Bryan and Kane, which were a great tag team, but they weren't really a tag team to defend the titles. It was more let's put the titles on them because
Maybe they're waiting for the Matadores.
they may be. They may be.
Make
They're
their
waiting
debut.
for that.
And maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're like, let's
I hope
get
not.
some teams out there. Well, maybe they're trying to get them and have a
They're
little
trying to
bit of
build
a
up the
division.
tag team division.
Right. And so maybe they're
But
going to do
you're
that
right. I
before
mean,
they get it.
Just wait until Los Matadores show.
The titles mean more when they're on these people longer, but then they also don't mean as much when.
Well, they have to be defended.
Exactly.
To mean something.
Yeah. Yep.
And you need people. I mean, I just want somebody to come out and go, I want the tag team titles. All of a sudden, it means something. It doesn't take a lot to do that.
Between
you know?
the IC title, US title, and tag team titles, how many times total have those three been defended in the past
Right.
3 weeks?
Or
a month?
That's why I
Yes.
think we have too many titles.
Can I just say?
Clum,
Can't
don't
get
go
rid-
on that
can't-
tangent.
can't get
Don't
rid
you
of the-
dare,
Can't get
Clum.
rid of the
No,
tag titles.
I need to
but-
say something.
Go ahead, Kathy.
You were going off last week
Yeah, you
about
were.
how we have
you
too
were.
many titles,
Yeah, you
and
were.
then tonight, while we were watching, you're like, "Let's bring back the European title."
Yeah.
No, I was re-quoting what Triple H said.
My name is Ryan Clum,
You
champion
said
of
it.
Europe.
You said it.
I said it. I said it about. I was repeating Triple H when he said, "I'll bring back the cruiserweight title. Let's bring back the European title." I was joking around to what Triple H had said earlier.
All I
Sure.
heard was out of Clum's mouth. He said,
Yeah.
they should bring back the European title.
So you just heard
Next-
what.
next-
So all you heard is
Next
what you
time,
wanted to
you
hear.
put this on before you start talking nonsense, Clum.
Kathy,
that's
I
a
guess
no
she just
nonsense
hears
shade,
what she
so.
wants to hear.
That might be true, actually. I don't know.
As with most.
If you would like to fight with Ryan Clum, send all your messages.
Come on.
He's rowdy today.
He sure is.
Oh, I had a long training session before I got here today. I got beat up.
Man. Wow. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
So now he wants to beat up someone.
Yeah,
else.
now you
Yes,
want to add
exactly.
titles? You want to subtract titles?
Yeah.
Make a decision, Club. All right.
Subtract them.
Brad Maddox, backstage, approached by Paul Heyman. Paul, not in the greatest of moods tonight. He basically gets right in his grill and he says, I'm not doing good because of you. Night of Champions, it's a virtual guarantee that CM Punk will get his hands on me. Is that what's best for business? Cue Triple H walking in right behind him, and he says he approved that match that Brad Maddox made because no matter what happens, regardless of whether or not Paul Heyman gets blown to smithereens, he wins. Triple H wins, and that is best for business, which is very interesting that Triple H kind of got in Paul's face and was like, what? Loved it.
Yeah, and this was the only heel that Triple H has really gone after tonight, which I thought was interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So,
But because there's still, the McMahons and the Heyman does not like Heyman. I mean, that's a pretty well-known thing.
This
so
is Paul
they're not
Heyman's-
going to buddy-buddy.
he's so great, you can't deny how amazing he is. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
and I think there's supposedly the McMahons really don't like him. I mean, there's always those
I don't think they ever
rumors.
have.
Yeah, they've never gone along.
like Bischoff.
They know exactly how talented he is, but they don't like him. You know,
I don't think they ever liked Bischoff either. Probably still don't.
Right, and so I mean, this makes sense. We all know that, and so they're not just because they're heels, they're not going to buddy up.
You
So
gonna
I
say
thought
Dale?
that was cool.
Heyman's a lot better for business than Bischoff, I feel.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yes.
That's being proven.
Yeah. Hence why Heyman has a job with them right now, and Bischoff is at the other company that screws everything up.
Do you think this run was planned to go this long for Heyman to come back and still be, I mean, he was kind of brought for Brock, really, I feel, and he's just been such a big piece of it.
You can never plan that far out in advance.
Yeah.
I mean, my guess was, and I believe what I heard, I think he was just brought in for the Brock thing, because Brock obviously needed his mouthpiece when you brought him in. And then Punk and him had that history, and it's like, well, we've got Paul here now. He's only doing the Brock thing, so hey, let's do this. And I think that just kind of organically happened because it's like, I want to hang out with my buddies. So now Paul's got a little bit of a faction. Hey, Curtis Axel. I guess Curtis Axel backstage kind of mentioned it to Paul. That's how the whole thing came on. And then Paul mentioned it to the higher ups, and now boom. So I think it's just kind of been.
It's one of those where it's just
evolved.
It doesn't take a lot of common sense to watch Paul's body of work.
Yeah.
You look at how great he is week in and week out. Why would you not put that on television? You see the reaction it gets from a crowd, whether it's hatred or vitriol or love. Yeah.
And you realize, I've been a wrestling fan now, I think, for 27 years, I think it's been.
Since you were two. Since you were 2.
No, I'll be 40 in 3 weeks.
I'm kidding. I'm trying to help you out.
That's all right. I just look amazing. I found the Fountain of Youth.
You're very youthful.
Yes. But he was a manager 27 years ago when I first started watching wrestling. He was the Dangerous Alliance. I mean, he has been around forever.
Well, I mean, ECW is going on almost 20 years now.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started watching wrestling, ECW wasn't even a thought. He was in WCW. He was in the NWA.
Teddy Long was a referee.
He was managing Stone Cold Steve Austin, or then Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that, no matter what you do, you have to kind of reinvent yourself constantly. And just Heyman's just at that point where he doesn't even have to reinvent himself because everything he says, you believe.
He should bring back the Zach Morris 80s phone and carry that around, though. Remember when he did that? He'd hit people with the phone.
He should wear a hat with ponytails now.
Yes.
Black leather jacket. Why not?
Be Paulie dangerously again?
Yeah. He can call himself whatever the hell he wants. I mean, he needs to be on television. And I think they recognize game. It's like, look, you look at what he does, you got to have him on. Because we talk about this all the time. The worst thing you can have is no reaction. That's the worst thing. And he gets a strong reaction every single time. Apathy is what kills you.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's never going to be apathetic to anyone. He's always going to be fantastic.
He's a genius.
Speaking of reinventing, though, we forgot to mention the Edge being back next week.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I'm very curious. I guess they're going to be in Toronto, but
are they in Toronto?
Yeah,
is that where it's going to be?
He's got to be promoting something.
It's got to be Haven.
Haven's all I can think of.
Yeah, because Haven is on, but he's on Raw. He's going to be on Raw. Yeah, but I mean, USA and Sci-Fi are owned by the same people, so he's probably promoting Haven, I would think.
And it makes you wonder. I can only imagine Christian's going to be involved. Got to,
yeah.
Yeah, this was a Christian-free Raw today.
It was. It makes you wonder. Maybe next week he's got to come back, do something, perhaps.
At least a backstage something with him. Yeah.
Maybe Edge will get involved in the whole McMahon Daniel Bryan issue. Why not? He's not an active wrestler. He could give his opinion. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be true, and have him thrown out of the building.
Hey, you have Edge on a show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have Edge. You use Edge. That's what I look
absolutely.
At
There you go. Yeah, have him state his opinion, and Triple H goes, "Fine, get out of my building. You're trespassing."
And then one more cog to the wheel.
Yeah.
Towards WrestleMania.
I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done. This is my building. Get out.
Hell yeah. That's amazing. It is September 2nd. I believe.
Oh, crap.
Think about it. We're like almost 4 months to Christmas. And think about it. In like 3 months, we'll still be talking about our plans for WrestleMania. And let's hope this is continuing.
23 days until Clum's birthday.
Oh, yeah. Don't get ahead of yourself.
And 25 days towards Kathy's birthday. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. 2 days after mine.
It's going to be an AfterBuzz party. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to party it up.
Clum's turning 29. Kathy's turning 17.
Yep.
Gonna be amazing, guys.
You guys look really good.
You do. You do. And you have the lip gloss to prove it. Wyatt family time, guys. Once again, Bray Wyatt, this is a video package we got here, tells us the story of Icarus. In case you don't know who Icarus is, he's a character in Greek mythology who basically doesn't listen to his dad's instructions.
There's a great video game in the 80s about it.
It was a video game?
I used to play Kid Icarus on,
Kid
Nintendo.
Icarus.
Yeah.
On Nintendo?
Yeah, original Nintendo.
What's a Nintendo? No, I'm kidding.
Don't you dare. Don't
Ever
you
play
dare.
Pong?
Jungle Hunt.
I started with Pitfall.
Oh man, Pitfall was the business. So tells the story of Icarus, who basically flew too close to the sun on the wings his dad made for him.
Oh, dear.
Oh my!
amazing.
Now, in case you're listening on iTunes, we have a picture of Big Show time Josh Padgett's face on the Big Show's body.
Dude, he looks just like my buddy Paul, which is funny right there.
Wow.
With Josh's face with Big Show.
He's got that happy
really
little
funny.
smirk. He's about to KO somebody.
They have very similar chins.
Big Showtime Josh. Strong chin, strong jawline on Showtime Josh.
That is
Big
hilarious.
Showtime Josh.
It's a little disturbing.
So Josh looks better with hair.
Yep. I was just about to say it.
And a lot thinner.
Can we get a Big Showtime Kishi? That'd be great. Good job, Steve. So he tells the story of Icarus, flies too close to the sun, wings melt, he falls into the ocean and drowns. And what Wyatt's getting at here, he says, Cain allowed his pride to cloud his common sense like a lamb led to a slaughter. Cain made his bed, and now he's burning in it, man.
I loved this.
I love everything they do.
Well, you know, it was just such a cool promo cut
Yeah.
together with really cool editing. The way they put this together, it was
WWE
awesome.
editors, man, second to none.
Yeah, they're the
Just
best.
Tells you what.
Do Wyatt family promos the entire night. and
3
I'd
hours.
still be
Have
happy.
everyone crying
Done.
and having night terrors.
I thought it was cool that we were talking about, like, they should do a Wyatt family movie. Have the actual Wyatt family have
Whoa.
some creepy
No.
actual movie.
That's coming, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I turned to Clum during the thing,
And
and I
then
was
use
like,
that for the
I think
storyline.
Bo Dallas should be Sister
Abigail.
Comes out like dressed in drag.
Oh my God.
Hair.
Has that Brie
How
lipstick
amazing would
on?
that be?
That is so eerie and perfect. It's so perfect, it's scary.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
I did like you said his beginning was his ending, like born in fire, death by fire. I
Yeah,
thought it was just a
man.
really cool. I don't know where this is. I mean,
The whole thing with Kane, yeah, it's weird. I
These
like it.
guys,
He
these guys, man.
brought up a good question. Where has Kane been? Is he going to come back with a
They dragged him off, right?
leather
So
piece mask or something?
I'm assuming he's in that creepy house in that same room. The guy was going, obey, 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 obey.
Could be.
I assume Kane's in there somewhere.
Wow.
Where you weren't supposed to go in that room. Get over this way. Yeah.
He comes back as a Wyatt family member,
I mean, I've been saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre him up.
Mr. Abigail.
Have
only
him-
to be saved by
Yeah.
The Undertaker at WrestleMania. We're writing WrestleMania here, guys. We're writing it.
Take
Yeah.
note, creative.
So we've already got Kane and Undertaker. We've got Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton for
man.
Mania.
This is WrestleMania is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bourbon Street right now, guys. Just get ready. 8 months.
Stone Cold, right?
We've
Stone
already
Cold's got
written
to
the
have a
whole
match.
show.
Stone Cold's gonna have a match. Whatevs. Just
Got to have a Stone Cold match.
stunning people all down the street for
yeah.
beads.
Yeah, we don't have a.
Take these beads. Give me a hell yeah.
Show me your tits.
So yeah, Wyatt family once again pulling out all the stops. I mean, all it takes is 2 minutes for Bray Wyatt to just get you terrified and just get you ready for what's going to happen from here on out.
Yeah, he's getting better and better. He was great when he started. He's even better now.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's just living that character.
We've only seen him in the ring one time, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that weird?
But we're so amped for him.
Yeah. He doesn't even need to wrestle.
Look, man,
don't
you
need
get a
to. You
beard
can
and
just- yeah,
you get a beard and white pants like Don Johnson, man. You're gonna be scary.
In a rocking chair.
Oh man.
You just described me at like age 50, by the way.
Yeah, should be.
I think his
White pants all
character,
day.
though, is like the perfect storm because you have a great wrestler, a great talent, and then you also have a really great storyline. I think that they
Yes.
pushed him like in a great way. They pushed him in the correct way, and it was just, I don't know, it wasn't like they were force feeding.
And one thing I really like about him too, we haven't seen him wrestle here a lot on Raw yet, but we've seen him on NXT, is his move set works with his character.
Okay.
Which is really cool too. All the different moves that he'll do,
Yeah.
that high cross body that's really vicious, and you know, the way he'll do that back arch out of the corner, and it's just all his movements in the ring and the way he wrestles, all character. It's great. It's not your just basic move set, you know, that you learn day one of wrestling class. It's all specific moves.
Speaking of great wrestlers, we move on to 2 more. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. This is the match where Cody was basically hinted that if he doesn't win this match, his career could be over. This, I think we could say this is the match of the night, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No comparison. Just incredible all the way through.
Is there anything else? Yeah, no.
You know, Cody misses he actually nails a disaster kick, misses a moonsault, goes for a second disaster kick, tweaks his knee. Orton preys on that, hits him with the RKO like a snake in the damn grass.
Yeah.
Orton actually kicked out of the crossroads too. I mean, Orton did win a clean
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, he did. And there were great false finishes in this. Great match.
Yeah, and I knew we were in trouble when the locker room was watching.
man.
I just thought that was not a good sign.
Didn't like seeing
Did
this.
anyone really think Cody was going to win this match?
I had hopes.
I thought something would happen where he
I
wouldn't
wanted
get
him to,
fired.
yeah.
I mean, you wanted him to, but I mean,
He needs some time off for his honeymoon.
Yeah, you're not going to waste that angle with him winning and Triple H is going to get over.
I mean, it's kind of interesting they brought up the wedding earlier in the show.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, Cody loses to Randy Orton. Triple H comes out, and I'm thinking maybe there's going to be a swerve here, but he fires him.
I wonder if they just keep on picking off people from the roster person by person, and then finally everyone gets together and
maybe back up.
They come back with Shane McMahon.
They have the numbers, yeah.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
Oh,
So
can we get another Shane McMahon match of him doing something stupid with somebody?
I think so. Maybe Triple H versus Triple H at WrestleMania.
I don't know. Go look up some Kathy, go look up Shane McMahon highlights. This guy he wasn't a wrestler. He was the son of the promoter.
You've given me 30 million videos to watch.
Did you never watch any of them?
We are just creating
I watched the
WrestleMania.
Page documentary.
Did you like the Page documentary?
You want a great documentary? I finally got to see it last night. Nigel McGuinness.
I've watched
wow.
that too.
It's
It
called
is very
Last
good.
of McGuinness. Find it. You can buy it online. Incredible. You don't even have to be a wrestling fan to love this documentary.
Yeah.
It just touches you personally. For anyone who's ever gone after a dream and had a lot of bumps in the road, it's just great. So just want to give that since we're talking about DVDs and documentaries. So Triple H fires Cody Rhodes. We move on to the beginning of hour 3. CM Punk comes to the ring, kendo stick in hand, saying tonight he doesn't care about wrestling. He wants to fight. At Night of Champions, he's going to give a biblical ass beating, which I don't know what that exactly entails, but it doesn't sound pretty. He's going to give Paul Heyman a biblical ass beating. He's going to give Curtis Axel a biblical ass beating. And he said, Paul, last week, you said I broke your heart. At Night of Champions, I'm going to break your face. Solid
promo.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't do anything to anybody.
It
was really weird.
Who's going to come out? He's got a kendo stick.
Then they show that thing from last week, the promo from last week, a second time.
Yeah.
And then he's just back
still
with
there
Kendo's,
waiting.
And he's still waiting. Yeah.
Waiting for somebody. And commercial.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank God for DVR.
Yes.
Forward.
Fast forward. We got to catch up.
Serve the purpose, though. Getting ready for Night of Champions. That's going to be a fun match. No need to have a title on the line. You got Paul Heyman's face on the line.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I guess this is one thing, Punk isn't that involved in this thread of a story that we've had tonight. So, get him in there, get his promo, move his thing forward, and get him out.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, get back to tonight's story.
So we go backstage next. Daniel Bryan and Big Show talking it out. Basically, Show is trying to explain his situation to Daniel Bryan. He says, look, I am in a no-win situation here. You have to understand my family. To which Daniel Bryan replies, look, dude, I don't really care about your situation. And you're right. You are in a no-win situation because I'm going to beat you tonight, just like I beat you for my first World Heavyweight Championship, which he did.
I'd forgotten about that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't it. But Big Show was knocked out. Was that?
He was cashing in.
He cashed in the Money in the
cashing
Bank,
in?
yeah.
Okay.
And Show basically wasn't. I forget who knocked him out, but he
Yeah, I
was
can't
knocked out.
remember. But yeah, it wasn't like a. But they had a good little run before there.
Oh yeah, they were definitely enemies for a while. And now they're friends, and this just really added to the personal storyline. Big Show being broke has to take care of his family and trying to explain the situation to Daniel Bryan. And Bryan's like, "Look, man, it's me against the world, like Tupac."
Yeah, but it's against what
Very
he
similar.
has to do for his family and what he knows is right. It's such like a moral dilemma for him. I love that.
Absolutely.
And he plays it so well.
Oh, but yeah, they both do. And Big Show, just kudos to him once again. Makes us really look forward to the main event tonight. But we've been talking about how in recent weeks, the Divas situation, the Divas division has been getting more and more interesting. Well, tonight, it really hit ahead, and I think we're all pumped up about this. We had a #1 contenders match for the Divas Championship between Brie Bella, Natalya, and Naomi, with AJ Lee ringside, of course, sitting next to JBL. Well, it doesn't really last that long. It was a fun match. Naomi tries to hit Brie and Natalya with the rear view, and then out of nowhere, just AJ just jumps in the ring and starts attacking. And they all beat the holy hell out of her. Every diva there just beats up AJ Lee and just leaves her in just a mess in the ring.
One thing I really loved about this match was the commentator. So when AJ was talking, she was like, these guys are too dumb to know what's good for business. So they kept that through line going even through the commentary for the Total Divas match. And then King said, any Divas match is good for business in my book.
There you go.
So stay true to King.
Yep.
But
Puppies!
On chat roll, someone sent me a link to a thing on Bleacher Report that said that the Divas title is now more important than the world title.
Oh, wow.
No, but the Bleacher Report was written. That's written by fans. That's
I'm
just
just
fans that
saying.
submit. That's somebody's opinion.
I mean, look, it's not Alberto
Some
Del
dude
Rio's
in his
fault.
mom's basement that wrote that article.
I mean,
So
hey,
at
I
least
love the Bleacher
one
Report.
person has that opinion.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's
We pay
just,
res-
it's not-
I have a friend that writes for Bleacher Report. I think it has a lot of really interesting articles. I
It's
like
interesting, but it's not. What do you call it?
Well, it's opinion.
It's opinion,
Of course, but I mean,
it's
you
an
can't-
article. It's someone wrote. It's not. It's not a report.
We are 4 fans who host an
Oh, yeah,
opinion
exactly.
show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I gotta say
Good
though,
call,
I mean,
Cathy.
the way that the writing is going right now, I would agree with that statement because
Yeah.
the Divas are getting a lot of attention and good heat on the whole
the
situation.
Bellas are able to go on Good Morning America
Sure.
whenever they want. The Today Show, all of those shows with their title.
Yeah. Well, on a
That
bit
would
of
be
a.
cool.
Well, I mean, hey, I interviewed Alberto Del Rio on Access Live, so kind of similar. I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, it's not ADR's fault that the World Championship is.
No.
It's just that's kind of where things are in the
Yeah.
storyline right now.
Yeah.
You know, I still love ADR as champion. I think he
do
should have a
too.
long run.
Yeah.
But that is a great point. I mean, someone brought. It's an interesting way of looking at things. But I mean, this situation is really interesting. I mean, the match was fun, and then AJ just throws caution to the wind. She jumps in the ring, knowing full well every girl in the ring and every woman on the outside, including Eva Marie, Nikki Bella, Cameron, and JoJo. They all want to beat the hell out of AJ Lee. Yet she jumps
Good
in
job.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the way.
I remembered them all. And then they just beat her up and just leave her lying in the ring.
I think this should be the new faction of the sexy total divas, the STDs.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna have a slow clap to that one.
Yeah. I like it. I don't know how PG that'll be, but
Oh, come on.
They can start talking about it after 9 p.m.
Well, you don't have to. You can just call them the sexy total divas and let
Yeah.
everyone else figure it out.
Right. I mean, you know, it's not like anyone called Erwin R. Scheister IRS. I mean, no one could put, no one
No one could
letters
figure that
together.
out.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
that would be if they do that though. It would be a good time to bring up some more NXT girls and have it because
Yeah.
you would need a different faction
Yeah.
to
Paige and
feud
Emma.
with.
Absolutely.
And Bailey. Let's not forget Bailey. Bailey's my favorite.
Gotta love Bailey.
You don't like Bailey. You
no,
never like Bailey.
I like Bailey.
hey, look,
I like
come on,
Paige
she's
and Emma
Cali girl.
more.
Summer Rae as well. Maybe she'll stop dancing, start kicking some ass. You know, which this whole situation
hope,
leads.
yeah.
This whole situation leads to Stephanie McMahon backstage with Brie, Natalia, and Naomi, and she makes a fatal 4-way for the Divas Championship at Night of Champions. I love it.
Yeah.
We haven't had a fatal 4-way in a while.
Hell no. And I think it's a great setup too because AJ Lee it shows that she's backing up what she said last week when she dropped that bomb on everyone. She's backing up. She's not afraid of getting beat up. She jumps in the ring knowing she's throwing herself to the lionesses.
I'll tell you though, this is only going to be a good idea if these girls are given enough time
Yes.
at the show. If
Gotta
they
be.
give them 5 minutes,
That
this
sucks.
is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I don't
and
think
they're
that
gonna
they
have
will.
to. You never know. I mean,
Depends on what goes
hope
wrong.
not. I hope not. I hope because of Total Divas, that's really gotten a bunch, and they give them 15 minutes.
Depends on how long Punk
do
beats
it.
up Heyman at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, because you're gonna have Natty in there, who's great. AJ's really good. Naomi. I mean,
Watch
they're.
them just end up cutting it last minute. Like, we need to cut a segment.
they
Yeah.
can't.
so-
They-
That match is going to be exciting.
Yeah, and you've got to give them. You have to give them time, or else it's stupid to have a fatal
And,
4-way.
and the question is, AJ basically locks the Black Widow in. Well, how's she going to do that with two other women to deal with? You know what I mean?
You take the other two out first.
Great storyline setting up
They're
for that.
gonna
and-
team up though.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting because those are hard matches to do. Like fatal 4-ways.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
are
time
not
it out.
easy. Yeah, they're weird to put together, and I just prefer singles matches are the easiest and the best. But when you get 3, 4, 5 people involved, it gets really weird.
Super interesting.
Because
I love weird.
Because part of it is you can't have too many things going on where the audience is completely distracted. So you still need a focal point of where to
yeah.
go, and you got to figure that out how to do that.
I just think, kudos to all the divas for just crushing it, right? I mean, I'm excited for this. This is going to be a great fatal 4-way. And I thought the match tonight, I wish it would have had a little more time, but AJ just took it into her own hands, just jumped in the ring, and that's a balls move. And then Naomi, Natalia, and Brie all of a sudden became frenemies.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they.
What's the thing? You joined for the common good?
No,
Who said that?
Was it?
I don't know.
The
Some
enemy,
guy.
the
Some
enemy
president
of
in
my
history.
enemy is my friend. Is that what it is? Or-
No, the whole thing about
Is that what
you
they say
do
as well,
the
but-
greater for the common good. They joined forces to take down AJ Lee.
I think both of you are right.
Yeah, we're both right. We were thinking of different.
Always.
things.
You guys are both
You're
always
both
good.
good.
Yeah, we're both awesome.
Solid quote, Clum.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
we have a fatal 4-way for the Divas Championship coming up at Night of Champions. I think next week we'll probably give our predictions for all the matches.
Oh, yeah, for
So we
sure.
won't touch it tonight. But man, that's a great setup. That's one more match that titles on the line. I think we're all pretty pumped for it.
Yeah.
So good job to the ladies. All right. Speaking of the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Sandow versus RVD tonight. Sandow, I don't believe he's won since the briefcase.
Yeah. I forget who it was. Someone said they haven't brought that up yet, but I forget who it was.
I
in the
think they're
room
going to
that
wait
said
till
that.
after the pay-per-view.
Someone mentioned that in the room, but
I think it might be another storyline.
Yeah, it should be.
Hell yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny. Just like Damian Sandow is such a great comedic performer that he'll be able to sell that whole struggle.
Yeah, be great if he doesn't win a match for 8 months and then cashes in and wins the title.
WrestleMania.
And talks about how he's
writing WrestleMania.
Yeah, there we go.
Who had what was it? MVP had like a really long losing streak
Before he left, yeah.
Yeah. And the crowd got behind him because of it.
Oh, the crowd will get so behind Sandow because he knows how to control a crowd. I mean, you know,
He knows how to tell a story better than
Yeah.
almost anybody out there right now. He's I think one of the best storytellers.
Absolutely. A while ago, he was walking down to the ring, and everything he said, of course, the crowd was coming up with what, because that's not getting old at this point.
no.
And he basically said, he goes, "You're a relevant chance. No longer worry. Make me worry." And the whole crowd was like, "What?" Oh no, he just done did us in.
The what now had a question mark behind it.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah, the crowd got is what happened. So RVD wins with the frog splash as Alberto Del Rio watches from the stage, and basically he just holds up the World Heavyweight Championship as RVD and Ricardo Rodriguez watch.
Do you guys like Ricardo with RVD?
No,
Honestly,
I'm
no.
confused.
No, it just doesn't work.
It just feels so forced.
Right.
What is it?
It is.
Rob.
Hey, Cathy Kelley, everybody.
Pretty good.
Kathy rolls those
Yeah,
Rs.
she knows how to roll her
I was
R.
trying. It didn't stack up.
For all you,
It wasn't bad.
for all
Better
you,
than I could do.
for all you iTunes listeners, better watch her do that next week.
Wow, this got weird real quick. Thanks, Johnny.
That is
weird.
You're
I
welcome.
was hosting though.
You're
It got
welcome.
weird a long time ago. I think it got weird with my Sexy Total Divas.
Oh boy, I don't even want to revisit that. But I do have a question.
What's up?
What do you think is going on with? I mean, so Cody Sandow. I mean, I
Yes.
feel like it just got thrown in the toilet.
This Cody thing came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think that they will feud again. But
Maybe he
they're
just told the company he was getting married just now. Like, oh, by the way, guys,
They've been engaged for some time
And,
now,
you know, I
so I
don't-
don't think that was.
When does Cody leave? Did we skip that? Or
I think
don't have
Dusty
that
probably
No, we're not there
asked
yet.
for
We're
some
not there.
We're
time
not there
off.
yet. I forgot to write that
Dusty
down.
asked for a weekend off, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, my son's getting married."
going to a wedding, daddy. going to put on a tuxedo.
Got to get my fuck cup.
Yeah.
I'm going to the wedding of the thumb of a plumber.
It's going to be a fun wedding, daddy. God, I love Dusty Rhodes. That whole Rhodes family, they're great performers.
Oh yeah.
So-
Hot times.
Oh, man. Cold dust. So, yeah, there's not much of a feud here. It's just RVD versus Alberto Del Rio at Night of Champions. I mean, maybe something will happen next week. Nonetheless, it'll be a fun match to watch.
The feud's really more the fact that Ricardo is with
Yeah.
RVD, and I
then
mean
what-
that's really where I guess the feud really is.
Why not give them some backstage segments?
They should.
Doing stuff together and like having a camaraderie, like we sure do hate ADR, or I don't know, anything that makes me understand
That
why.
sounds
That
just
exact
like
quote.
how it would go down.
RVD's doing his crazy stretching, and Ricardo walks out. We sure do hate ADR. Cut to commercial.
See,
Man, you're just we're writing stories right now.
I mean,
Because they spend most of their time on the main storyline, and it's like, oh, okay, we gotta.
I should probably
come up
write
with a
that
couple
down
things
even.
here.
You
Let's
did-
see.
I don't want to forget that. Write it down, Dale.
Hate Andy.
We sure do hate that ADR fella. Put fella at the end.
Oh,
Because
ooh.
Sheamus is gone. We could use fella.
We do miss Sheamus.
We do miss Sheamus.
1-800 fella.
So we just had a weird light flash in the studio.
Wave.
So Cody is next on his way out of the building. And Josh Matthews walks up and says, "Hey, what are your thoughts?" And Cody cuts a fantastic promo, basically saying it goes back to the fact the McMahon family has always hated the Rhodes family. Dusty Rhodes comes into WWE, they put him in polka dots and make him dance.
Say he was on fire, lit Florida on fire, and got into
Absolutely.
the history.
His older brother, Dustin Runnels, basically has to be forced to be gold dust. And now this. I mean, man.
I have to give,
What's
it's a
up?
little bit late, but a shout out to Sam Fiennes
Oh
for
my God, Sam
making
Fiennes.
an amazing
Photoshop
of Bo Dallas as Sister Abigail.
oh my God,
He
turn it-
tweeted
can you
it
turn
to
it?
us.
He found a
yes.
picture of a nun.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a picture of a nun,
Obvious,
picture of a nun, and then Bo Dallas.
hilarious.
Wow,
Is that a face that Bo makes normally? That is a
I think so,
scary
yeah,
face.
it's weird.
that's his. No, it's
His
actually his.
smile,
Ew.
yeah, it's like
It's his 8th grade
Ew,
class
like it.
picture, as a matter of fact. Man, Sam Fiennes, you are a talented guy.
Yeah, he is.
You really are.
We should talk about our contest too. We
Yes.
haven't touched on that.
Oh, yes, we should. Speaking of Sam Vines.
Are we done with the Cody Rhodes?
No, I guess
No, we're not.
Oh.
Let's just talk about how awesome that was.
Cody Rhodes, yeah.
And he storms out the door. And then Josh Matthews follows up with a question saying, do you want to say anything to your wife right now? And Cody's just like, he just walks
Cody
away.
should have punched him in the face for that.
That would have been cool.
He should have, because he'd be like, no jerk. I will. I'm going to call her in 2 seconds as soon as I walk out this door. Why would I? Say it on national television? I'd smack him in the face for that.
I'm
If
all
you're
for announcers
babyface,
getting words. So I'm glad for Josh.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then he should have been popped or something for that.
I just think if that's the
Because
last time we're
jerk.
seeing him for a little bit, and he's babyface. I think that would have been a weird.
No,
but-
absolutely. But I didn't like the fact that Josh asked that. I mean, that was.
It was, yeah.
It wasn't a cool.
It was a little
question.
prodding.
So any normal.
It was the kind of
person
question Dale would ask, actually.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just walking randomly, never met the guy before. Hey,
Cody, so you can't afford your wedding. Your thoughts?
Listen, just because that's true.
Guess it
Look,
won't be an
dude.
open bar.
yeah. How much are Coronas?
Should I bring the fat burger, or are you picking it up?
You're serving Popov instead of vodka.
Yeah.
Can't afford Kettle One.
RSVP, no.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys really are sticking with that.
Are you gonna have Sailor Jerry or Captain Morgan's? Oh, bottom shelf? I get it. All right, so so Cody storms out. Who knows when we'll see him again, or if the career might be over.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be really sad. Don't say
Yeah,
that.
I
He'll
don't
be
think
back.
that's gonna happen.
I know, we know, but still great. Now, should we save the chair for the end of the show, or talk about it prior to Daniel Bryan versus Big Show?
We should do
So we're about to close out strong, people.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
We got an announcement.
Chair at the end?
And we
Yeah,
we
we'll
have an
have
announcement as well.
Yeah.
We do.
some
We have
announcements.
chair at the end. So let's move on to the main event. Daniel Bryan versus The Big Show. Once again, the entire roster watching from the stage. Show is basically beating him up the whole time, saying, I don't want to do this. You're making me do this. Just stay down, blah, 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 blah. Really, really selling it well. Show just a great performance throughout the night. Triple H then comes out with the Shield, of course, as Big Show tries to leave. Doesn't want to win the match. He tries to take off. He basically tells Show, get back in the ring and finish it. He goes back in, wants to leave again. Triple H wants us to force. He tries to force him to knock out Bryan with the weapon of mass destruction, that big fist. Show walks out again. Then Stephanie McMahon comes out. Oh boy, it's about to happen. She gets Big Show back in the ring. Basically reminds him like, hey, your life's kind of over.
She's so good at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Real Debbie Downer, that one.
Here comes good cop again.
She should be Sister Abigail. Her
Yeah,
kiss can burn the
seriously.
earth or whatever Wyatt said last week. Forces Show back in the ring as the Shield is holding Daniel Bryan up. Big Show KOs Daniel Bryan and weeps.
Well, I love how he gets in the ring and then Triple H is saying, you ball that fist up and you knock him out. And he's saying no, he turns his back and he's just on, you ball that fist up and you knock him out. I said before, it reminded me of like the TV show where you have the gang members, where of the new guy, and you hand him the gun and like you shoot him.
Wow.
You know, that's what you get your hands dirty. We're going to make you get your hands dirty on this.
Yeah.
You're going to join us. You're going to get your hands
I believe
dirty.
that's called an initiation.
Yeah.
Initiation.
And
Son.
Initiation.
I would love them now to make Big Show be part of this new corporation or whatever you want to call this group, and have him just be the guy they drag around.
The
and
reluctant giant.
Make him beat the crap out of people, and you know he's crying as he's doing it. Every week he's crying as he's beating the crap out of the different guys that he doesn't want to. That'd be awesome. Do it, or your kids aren't going to eat. Awesome.
Yeah. Just constantly putting eye drops in his eyeballs.
Start putting pictures of his family up on the Titantron. You do
God.
it for your kids right there.
They just put
Have
big
the kids
X's up
watch
over
it,
their
go,
face.
Daddy, we're hungry. Please do it.
There's never going to be a knucklehead 2.
But really, there never will be a knucklehead.
No, probably not.
I hope not.
I mean,
There shouldn't have been a Knucklehead one. And I
That's
haven't
what's good
even
for
seen
business.
it.
His acting has improved.
His acting is amazing, though, the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Just so many great performances.
You know what
right
was
now.
sad about the whole roster being up there is, for me, Kofi Kingston was right in the front.
Yes.
Do you remember when he returned like less than a month ago?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
where's
There's too
Kofi
much
then?
story right now.
Kofi.
Yeah, there's.
Primo or Epico was in the back.
Yeah, one of them was in the back.
They were hiding. a
Hey,
little
we
bit,
don't know who the
but
Los Matadores are, gang.
No, we
you
don't.
don't know. We don't know.
Keep it
Yeah.
kayfabe.
Are they going to be like the Conquistadors, where you have Los Matadores Uno and Los Matadores Dos?
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, that would be awesome.
Let's hope they win a little more than Conquistadors did,
Yeah.
because they did not
I
ever
love
win.
when the Conquistadors came back in their Attitude Era.
But really, give me some more Kofi. Just putting it
Yeah.
out.
A little more Kofi.
If we're writing the show, I say.
Can we get a
write
cup of Kofi?
match.
And, hey, so what do you think about
I got way too excited when I came up with that. I apologize.
That's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt.
We've got this, their revival of the tag team division. Evan Bourne might be coming back here soon.
Don't get my hopes up,
Could
Clum.
we see Team Airborne reunite and
Yep.
make a run at the tag?
Only if
'Cause
we're
they-
the writers of the WWE.
Because, I mean,
I loved Airborne.
Airborne was on a hot path. I mean, they were the tag champs when
Air Boom, rather.
or Air Boom.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Air Boom.
Sure.
That's they lost titles because
Because
were they
of Bourne.
stripped of it.
Yeah,
because he
They had jobbed it to Primo and Epico.
Bad injury, yeah, and then he got hurt. I think that's a possibility. That could
I'd like
happen.
to see them come back. And,
No doubt.
Kofi needs something for him. Tag team division's coming up. They could use him. They were an awesome team.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. So,
Make it happen, WWE.
so Daniel Bryan gets
Make it
KO'd.
so.
Laying in the ring, Randy Orton comes out and just simply steps on Daniel Bryan, stands over him, holding the WWE title as we fade to black. Once again, the face of the WWE stands tall over the people's champ, Daniel Bryan.
What a jerk.
Yeah, and I love the fact that he had nothing to do with him being in a heap there. He came down after all the destruction, walked over, and just stood over
Yeah,
him.
he was like-
What an ass.
Big Show did the dirty work.
Awesome, yeah. It was great.
I
was
mean,
perfect.
this Raw, like you said, start to finish, told a story, and you were excited to see how it ended. I mean, I didn't know that they were going to force Big Show to knock him out.
No, I thought that, and I didn't even think he would, and then he did it, and you're like, oh my God, he
Oh,
did it.
snaps.
Yeah. He does it, and he just walks away just distraught from it.
Fantastic Monday Night Raw, setting up. I mean, after
A
how
lot of
amazing.
emotion.
Yeah.
This wasn't a heavy wrestling show, but a ton of emotion, and I didn't I loved it. It wasn't like, oh my God, I would have always want to see more wrestling, but I wasn't
Cup of
like,
Kofi.
yeah,
Cup of Kofi.
it felt like a TV show tonight, and I felt like I was involved in a journey through the whole thing.
And after how great SummerSlam was, it's hard to follow up with a solid pay-per-view sometimes. I think this is going to be a really solid pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Very excited for it. So with that said, should we move on to the all-important Cathy Kelley chair
Yes.
giveaway?
Give me the chair.
Guys.
You want the chair? Well, you can't
Don't you have a
it
chair?
because we got a lot of submissions this
Whoa.
past
Oh,
couple
yeah.
weeks.
We
last
did.
week.
Maybe I put
And-
mine in anonymously. You don't know.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Well,
Don't you have your own chair?
You know what? Cluminator.
Lay off him. Oh, gosh! Oh! Wyatt's here! Bray Wyatt's in the house!
he wants a chair.
He wants a chair too.
It doesn't rock very well.
Kathy, he's looking at you. Hey, I want that chair, Cathy Kelley. Follow the buzzards and just let me sit in that chair because my rocking chair's getting old. I want to sit in that same SummerSlam chair that you sat in, Cathy Kelley. What do you think about that now?
I think that there are a lot of worthy contestants. And
Bray Wyatt, you're going to have to Photoshop like the rest of them.
He's getting bigger.
I'm really good at Photoshop, Cathy Kelley. Have you seen my memes that I've done before?
so the contest will be going on until September 16th. If you have not submitted yet, you still have time.
Yes.
And we're just basically looking for the most creative poster
Photoshop.
promoting WWE AfterBuzz Raw.
What's some sort of theme?
Yeah, some sort of theme.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Some great entries thus far. So
You can make us all Sister Abigails. Whatever you want to do, make it good because there is one specific entry that is so good it's going to be real hard to top. But fans, if you want a genuine Cathy Kelley sat in SummerSlam chair, there's one on this earth. We are going to give it to you.
it's actually a pretty cool chair.
It's a really
very
good
pretty
cool
cool.
chair.
You're going to be the envy of every barbecue you go to. You show up with that damn chair, and everyone's going to want to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just go to restaurants. Don't even take
Yeah.
the chair they have. Just bring your own chair wherever you go. Go to
Make
school,
it
to
yes.
work.
They'll go, was that Cathy Kelley's chair that you're sitting in right
And then on the way out the restaurant, you do a chair shot to someone.
That's right.
Just take out a busboy.
I actually
when they're bringing the bill, just hit him with the chair and
Bam!
did a chair
Right in
shot.
the gut. The gut back combo.
People will want this chair not because I sat in it, but because I hit Ryan Clum with it.
I got
Yep.
hit with it too.
That's just
Wow.
wow.
So-
Double bonus.
Intense.
Ass
yeah.
to face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
September
a
16th.
there's Clum DNA on that chair.
Wow.
I don't think now nobody wants it.
I will take some Windex
They
to
can
that
clone
chair.
their own Clum.
Oh man! So that is coming up, guys. So get your photoshops in, your memes in, whatever you want to call them. Make it look good, because we are going to give away that chair the night after Night of Champions. You could be a champion your very damn self. With that said, this has been a great Monday Night Raw after show, guys. The four of us, we really pulled it together.
I think there's something else we need to talk about as well.
Oh, what is this?
If this is STD again, I'm not listening.
This Thursday, Clum. Go. General Manager Morals has an announcement to make. Go ahead, dude.
People have been asking for it, and we are finally going to give it to them. We are going to be doing NXT AfterBuzz starting this Thursday, which I'm personally very excited
And what
for.
time does that go on live?
7 p.m. I believe we will be recording here.
Pacific Coast time.
Pacific Coast time, 7 p.m. So 10 p.m. on the East Coast.
Wonderful.
I will be a part of that lovely show, as well as Miss Cathy Kelley.
Hey, all right.
Thursday.
Okay.
And working on a couple guys that I can't really fully confirm yet, but I just got a text from one, so it looks like that's going to happen. So we may have a former WWE developmental who is currently a title holder in Japan.
Oh, wow.
So if you guys can figure that out. So
And Cathy Kelley can make fun of Bo Dallas for an entire hour.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yay!
Some world-traveled people hopefully
I'm
will
gonna
have
bring
in
in
there.
Bubbles
Good stuff.
on Thursday.
Wow.
You're going to bring in what?
Bubbles.
Bubbles? Okay.
Celebratory bubbles. What
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a fun show. Well, big announcement here, guys. Tune in to AfterBuzz NXT's After Show this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pacific.
You ever notice that NXT looks a lot like the word
No, that's
next?
the opposite. You said 7 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m.
I didn't.
Pacific.
No, I said 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Did I not?
I guess
7.
whatever Kathy said is correct.
That's right.
So
Just
shut
listen to
up.
Kathy.
The woman is always correct.
Yeah.
You guys know when to tune in. Right after NXT. Let's keep it simple. You're watching NXT, you're going to watch AfterBuzz TV. Make it happen. Watch Clum, watch Kathy, watch whatever special guests they have, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, time to put ourselves over. Cathy Kelley, tell people your info.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley, and then you can also find me here at AfterBuzz doing Chatting with Kathy. I just had Alfonso Ribeiro on
How
the
awesome
other
is he?
day.
The tap dance kid.
So much fun.
Such a
He's
cool guy.
hilarious, and I mean, he's so interesting.
Did you play Smellmageddon?
We did play Spellmageddon. I did not get ice cream in the face like you did.
You saw me do- yeah,
but,
it was, live
I did
TV.
get some silly string, and it got intense. I also have Taj Mowry coming on Wednesday, as
Met him,
well as
great guy.
Derek Thieler from ABC Family's Baby Daddy.
Taj
so.
Mowry's a great interview. Tell him I said what's up.
Okay, I will.
Dale, put yourself over.
Hello, The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter, and you find me on Dishing on Movies on YouTube.
Absolutely. And we also have the SmackDown after show.
Oh, yeah,
Changed to
SmackDown after
Friday.
show.
Friday
Fridays,
nights.
yeah.
It is now
They're
Friday nights right after SmackDown.
Right after SmackDown.
Tune in to see
and-
Christian Rosenberg and company.
Yeah, the main event crew is now running that. So-
I love it.
Very
And
Friday.
Congratulations, guys. Good to see. Ryan Morals Clum, put yourself over.
You can find me on Twitter at Cluminator. You can also find me this Wednesday at the Pappy Pineda Dome here in Huntington Beach or Huntington Park, California, for Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling.
Absolutely.
We're doing that every 3 weeks now. So.
Good stuff. At Jay Quasto, I'm at the Brea Improv this Wednesday, September 4th, and the Comedy Store September 5th. But most importantly, go to thethumbwrestler.com. It's a film I've been working on for a year. I'm trying to raise money for a pediatric cancer foundation. It's for a good cause. So go to thethumbwrestler.com, watch the trailer, check out the whole website. It's a lot of fun. And so I'd appreciate your support. And we all love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it, whether you have good comments, bad comments, or indifferent. We have a great time doing this every week, and we hope you do too. We'll see you next week on the Raw After Show on AfterBuzz TV.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.